When I was a wee lad, I used to have school dinners. At junior school, it was a really nice junior school in the southeast. And I'm going back to about 1986. And they used to do these jacket spuds, and they were bloody awful. They had the potato on the inside, and the outside was all crucified to high buggery. And what we used to do, we used to scoop the inside out and eat the potato. And then we used to turn the shell over and then try and walk out of the classroom, out of the dinner hall, you see, and try and get away with it. But they wised up in the end, and they used to check underneath the thing to see if we'd eaten a sufficient amount of potato. And if we hadn't, back you go and sit down, naughty Andy, go and eat your potato like a good boy, even though it's charred to buggery. Well, that was in the 1980s. Well, these days, apparently, it's cheese sandwiches. And if you don't like the cheese sandwich and throw it in a bin, there are certain schools that make you pull the sandwich out of the bin and eat it anyway. Disgusting. How do everybody? Welcome back to the channel for a Sunday. Hope you're doing all right. I'm not too bad. I'm having a whale of a time, actually. It's quite wonderful. Anyway, let's get on to the subject of school dinners, shall we? You know, I made light of this at the beginning, but you know, this story is pretty despicable, to be honest. There's a young girl in a school, Osborne Primary School, by the way, that's the name of the place, who decided that she took a disliking to the school dinner one day because she thought it was pretty tasteless and didn't want to eat it and threw it in the bin. Cheese sandwiches, I mean, I like cheese sandwiches, but I suppose it has to be a particular brand of cheese, doesn't it? A nice bit of Stilton or Brie or something, but I suppose you get plain old cheddar or red Leicester in school, but that's beside the point. Have a look at this story. Yes, Sienna. She's only 8, bless her. And, you know, 8-year-old kids are bloody fussy when it comes to food. I've got an 8-year-old kid myself, a boy, or not a girl, and he can be a fussy little sod as well. And she decided she didn't like this sandwich and threw it in the bin. Well, she tried to leave the dinner hall, didn't she? And the dinner lady or dinner staff, if we're going to be politically correct, were having none of it. They said, come here, young lady. You pick that sandwich out of that bin and you eat it. Out of a bin. Well, obviously her mum went ape. I don't blame her. She went absolutely nah-nahs. I would do if it was me. I would not be happy at all. She wanted an apology off the school, and guess what? None was forthcoming. All they said was, well, the sandwich was wrapped in cling film still, so it would have been safe to eat, so we made her eat it. Not the fact that there's bacteria in bins and everything else. Oh, that excuse is a real doozy. They said, well, there's only, that bin's only for, you know, waste packaging, cling film from sandwiches that have already been used. So no problem, you know, covered in butter and everything. So they point blankly refused to apologise for what amounts to a cock-up. But, you know, oh, it's all good. I think they've identified their cheese sandwiches are no good. So they've changed the menu. I hope they get ham or, oh, I don't know, a nice bit of beef and mustard instead. You know, all these kids will be spoilt. I think I'll drive to Osborne Primary School in Birmingham myself and maybe sample some of their lunchtime wares. But don't try and make me eat out of the bin. It'll be a very different story indeed. I know I make light of it, but this is disgraceful. It really is. At the end of the day, if they don't like the damn sandwich, they don't like the sandwich. Obviously, they're going to go hungry, but you know, what choice is there? It's disgusting behaviour on any account. And all my best to Sienna and her mum. Take care, and I'll see you in a bit of another one. Toodaloo.